Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to show you just a really quick, really simple and really pretty little flower garland that you can make and whiz up within such a short amount of time. I'm actually making this one for a yarn bomb installation. So I've just used scrap yarns and I haven't been the tidiest on the back because obviously with weaving in my ends it doesn't really matter for a yarn bomb installation. So don't judge me on the backs. But as I was making it, I thought, do you know what? This would be so cute hung in a child's bedroom or across your mantelpiece, or if you just wanted like a little hint of spring in this sort of April miserable, if you're in the UK, miserable rainy weather. So without too much further ado, I'm going to show you how to make this super cute little flower garland. Okay, so for my little flowers, as I mentioned, it's for a yarn bomb project, so I've just been using scraps. So some of these flowers are made using some ice yarn magic light leftover scraps from when I was making mermaid tail blankets, and I've used up the last of that, so now I am on to using up some of my West Yorkshire Spinners Aran sock yarn. It's 75% wool, 25% nylon. I absolutely love the colorway, but didn't really like working with it. I had plans to make gloves, and I don't know if it's picking up, but it's definitely the woollier side of wool yarns. So I thought it's too pretty not to use for these little flowers because of the cute little pastel color changes. So I'm going to go ahead and use the West Yorkshire Spinners and a 4mm hook to show you how to make these adorable little flowers. You can use any yarn, any hook size that you like. Okay, so to start, you're going to make a magic ring. If you don't know how to do this, I do have a video which I've linked to in the description box below. And if you're on a computer, a little eye will have popped up over here. So starting with your magic ring, you're going to chain 4. And then into the center ring, I am going to work 3 treble stitches. Now to do a treble, you yarn over twice, go into the space, catch the yarn at the back, come back through, and you'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you get a nice tall stitch. I'm going to need 2 more of those to yarn over twice, into the ring, catch the yarn at the back, come back through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time, yarn over twice, into the center ring, and then work them off 2 at a time. Then to finish your first petal, you're going to chain 4, and pop a slip stitch into this magic ring, which is just pop your hook straight into the space, yarn over at the back, bring it to the front, and pull through that loop on your hook. So that is your first little petal. So you're going to go ahead and make 4 more of those. So you'll have 5 petals in total. So chain 4, pop 3 trebles, chain 4, slip stitch. like so. So you carry on until you have 5 petals in total. So I'm just finishing up my final petal here, and it's all becoming a bit of a crush. So this last slip stitch can be a bit of a pain. Try and fit in. So when you have 5 petals and you've done your final slip stitch, chain 1, cut your yarn. My scissors seem to be getting a bit rusty. And then you're going to pull that all the way through, like so, and pull it tight. Then you can go ahead and close up your magic ring. So close that up, pull it nice and tight, which causes all these little petals to sort of fight for space and ruffle up, like so. And then with your pink tail here, pull it to the back, and to keep it super secure, you want to knot these 2 ends nice and tightly together. So you don't want that magic ring coming undone. I do a little double knot. Then you can weave your ends in and around your little petals to get rid of them. So then you have a nice, neat, cute, quick little ruffled flower. Now, because mine is for a yarn bomb, I'm going to go ahead and cheat and just snip off my ends without weaving them in. If you are making a garland, weave in your ends. Don't be like me. This is just because it's for an installation. I'm not using this in the home. So now I'm going to show you how to attach them really simply to some chains so that they lie nice and flat in the middle. So I've got my garland happening over here already, so I've popped a stitch marker in so my chains wouldn't come undone. Now it is completely up to you how many chains you want in between your flowers. If you want nice long gaps in between your flowers, do lots of chains. If you want shorter gaps, do shorter gaps. I think I have done 12 chains in between each flower. But as I say, totally up to you how many chains you want to do. So you go ahead, do your first lot of chains. You can see right at the beginning over here, I just started with some chains before attaching to the flower. So to attach to your little mini flower, you want to turn your flower over and pick a spot down near the base of one of the petals, so near to the magic ring. And we're just going to be joining with a slip stitch. So you just want to pop your hook and catch a couple of the stitches. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Like so. You don't need to be too neat. The one thing you do want to do is flip your flower over and make sure that it's not going to show on the front, because you don't want big splotches of green sticking through. So you just want it to be so when you look at the front of your petal, you can't see where the green is attached. So that's just a really good way to check. Once your hook is through, just double check you can't see it on the other side. You don't need to be perfect. It's just catching a stitch. And then with your yarn, you just want to yarn over, kind of catch it if you can. It might be slightly awkward like mine. You want to bring this through the stitch you just popped your hook in and through the loop on your hook. My postman just knocked on the door. So slight little pause there whilst I had to go answer the door. So you've attached to the first petal, then you're going to chain 3. And then you want to attach the same sort of way to a point on the other side of your flower. So over here or over here, just sort of stretch it a little bit so you can see where you need to be putting your hook in. So mine's around about here-ish. If you've made larger flowers, you may need to pop a few more chains to span the width. But you're going to do the same again and just pop your hook, catch a couple of loops of some stitches, or maybe one, just anywhere, like so. Again, just double check on the front. You can't see where your hook's coming through. You can see it a tiny bit there, but for all intents and purposes, you cannot see. And you're going to do the same again, just slip stitch join. So just pull that green yarn through your petal and through the loop on your hook. And then go ahead and chain the amount of chains you want in between your flowers. And that's it. That's just like a nice little way of keeping your flowers in the center of the chains rather than dangling down. So nice and quick on the back of your flower, pick a point near the base, pop your hook through, double check you can't see it at the front, slip stitch, chain 3, or however many you need to chain to span the width of the middle of your flower, slip stitch to join on the opposite petal, just anywhere, being a bit rough with this one. Make sure you can't see it, slip stitch, and carry on chaining. So I hope that helps some of you. Enjoy making your adorable, pretty little flower garlands. I'd love to see any that you make, so feel free to tag me on social media. On Instagram, I am @Puddinhead. You can find me on Facebook, which is Hooked by Robin. All the links are in the description box below. And I look forward to seeing your super simple, super cute ruffle flower little sweet garlands. Happy crocheting!